How's it going, everyone? Jiivita here with a new testing server update video, this time for testing 202. One of the most exciting features about this version, it does fix quite a few things and polishes things, but the really awesome part is now we have some proper tools for testing. To download the testing version of Boundless, head over to your Steam library, navigate to your Boundless game in the list here, right click, go to properties, head over to the betas tab right here, and then right here you can select the different versions that are available. So you can click on this testing unstable new feature development and it will automatically start downloading over here, or at least queue it. Once it's done downloading, just start the game as normal and there you go, you're on the testing servers. So we can hit F1, which brings up the debugging menu, and if you don't already have this open, you can go over here and click this F9 give items. So go ahead and close that out. And there we go, F9 to give items. You can also hit F9 to open up this window directly. And yeah, very awesome little menu to just give yourself pretty much everything that's in the game, plus a few extra goodies. So you'll probably have to create a new character, or you might already have a pre-existing character that's going to be fairly low level. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come over here and start to type in skills. So right here we have a skill reset loaf. So this is literally a piece of food that it doesn't reset your skill points, but it gives you a skill reset token that you can use at your convenience. So each time you eat this, you'll get another token. So very handy, but almost more importantly is this cheat skill loaf. This will give you a ridiculous amount of experience that will essentially level you up all the way to 50 in just a few loaves. So very nice. So you can just click here, down right here, you can see there's a count, there's a plus and minus, or you can just type in, say, let's give us a whole entire smart stack, click give. And if you're giving yourself like some blocks or something, you can even change the color right here. But hit F1, it automatically hides everything and gives you back control of your character. And as you can see, come over here, here's our 900 skill loaves. So you can just eat a couple of these. And there we go. You can see off to the side, it gave us 2 million experience. So you can use this to essentially get all of the qubit skill points, pretty much everything you could ever want, at least from the leveling up side of things. So right there, that's 3,000 qubits, 40 skill points, etc, etc. So very nice thing is now you can test out all of the different masks and see which one you like. You could even come over here, get skill sets, appearance changes, tint kits to try out the different colors of the mask slash clothing, and yeah, just very, very nice. And not to mention, you can come over here and give yourself all of the crafting machines, and particularly this is going to be invaluable for testing out new forging strategies. So very, very nice. So not only handy for testing out new features, but just getting a grok of how the forging process works, trying out new strategies, and testing out rare items that, like, okay, some boon compound that requires roadrunner feathers. I mean, it might be awesome, it might be really crappy, but you wouldn't really want to use up a whole bunch of roadrunner feathers just to find that out. Now you can come to the testing servers and test it out before you use them. So very, very nice. Next up, we have some amazing inventory quality of life additions. Now items will prioritize first the type and then the color. So what I mean by that is, let's say I want to throw some copper down there, or better yet, how about this iron? So we're going to drop down the first 50 and it goes into the iron stack that's already there. Previously it would have gone in with the machined copper because, well, they're both machined and they technically can smart stack together. You can go ahead and throw down the rest of the iron and it continues to favor the iron stack over the copper stack. Same thing with the copper, it favors going in with the copper, even though it can all smart stack together. So if you really like to keep all of your stuff separated out and you don't want it all mixed up, this is a huge boon for that. This also extends to color. So I have these 4 different types of stone over here. So first it would put all of the metamorphic stuff together, but since I have all the colors segregated out, each color is going to favor going with the like color. So very nice. So now you could have either just an entire stack of all sorts of different colors of metamorphic rock, igneous and sedimentary, or you could have it all filtered out into their own little stacks by both material and color. So very, very nice quality of life addition there, especially if you like to meticulously sort everything into its own stack. Another improvement to quick moving is now when you do quick move, it will highlight the area that it goes to. So as you can see, I can quick move these machines and it highlights the spot that it heads to. So very nice. If it joins in with a pre-existing smart stack, it will do the same. An amazing change on the combat/support side of things is now revive augments are easier to craft, so they no longer require power and they craft more with each craft. So previously you can only craft these like 1 at a time. No longer you need power coils, you no longer need skills, and you craft 3 at a time, and certainly a lot more if you're doing mass craft. You do 45 with a mass craft, 15 with a bulk, so very nice. It still does require precious alloy, but considering you're getting 200% more for your effort, that is pretty decent. And this is basically to encourage greater use of revive augments, so these will be much more accessible and a lot cheaper. So hopefully we'll see a lot more players running around reviving each other in combat. And following along with the combat side of things, the compass has seen a few improvements. For one thing, when something aggroes to you, you now get a brief flash on your compass to better highlight when something's getting ready to attack you. Another awesome addition is now when a creature is attacking another player, that icon, instead of remaining gray for you, will turn yellow. So this should make finding hidden creatures and meteors much easier to find, as they'll be aggroed to somebody, and it will contrast the meteor creatures from the ambient creatures that normally spawn. So very nice quality of life for hunters right there. Moving along, some new rotations have been added to a few things, including beacons and campfires, so now you can use a chisel to rotate these, as well as simply place them in said rotation. Another one is for locks, so now you can rotate locks so they don't always have to be pointing up, or if they're on the ground you can make them face whichever direction you want. And they even hint that this will also work with a new upcoming block type. They don't really offer any clues as to what it is, but I kind of wonder if it's maybe the decals or the stickers that they have shown off in the past, or at least showed off concept art for. So that would be pretty amazing to be able to have all sorts of cool sticker designs that are rotatable with the chisel, but that is pure speculation. They simply hint that there's a new block type that's similar to locks, so who knows what that is. I'm very excited to find out what it might be. PS4 controls have seen a slight improvement in that now you can use the circle button to detach the oldest grapple instead of only being able to detach the oldest grapple with the D-pad down button. So that should make it a fair bit more accessible when you're grappling around with a controller. Now when using emotes through the menu, you can hit T to open up chat, tab to open up the menus, head over to emotes, and now when you actually click on an emote, it will close the list so you can see your character actually animate. So that's pretty awesome. Also, the profanity filter has been updated to ignore certain false positives that were reported by the community. I hope this means that certain hex codes that change the color of text, which is accessed via Gleam Club, will now no longer trigger the profanity filter. So that will be very nice if that is fixed. Moving along, there's several new sound effects for weather, including hail, snow, corrosive rain, freezing rain, and toxic rain. So I've heard quite a bit of the new rain, and it sounds pretty nice. On the engine side of things, there's been a number of improvements for PlayStation 4. So now the PlayStation 4 supports multi-line text input. This enables multi-line support for signs. I actually thought this was in the last patch, but maybe there was something else a little more to do with that. Also, there's been optimizations with chunk cache to greatly reduce CPU costs when the cache grows large. Not to mention optimized meshing performance on PlayStation 4 by 20%, so that is pretty awesome. Naturally, there's been quite a few bug fixes. One that stands out particularly to me is that they fixed an issue where apparently the chunks were loading slowly when trying to download many new chunks, and where this really comes into play is when you're waiting for a portal to open. So hopefully portal performance will be much snappier for PlayStation 4 players. Anyway, I think that wraps this video up quite nicely. These new testing tools are going to be a blast to use. This was Jiivita. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and if there's anything you didn't like, please let me know down below. Also, if you like my channel, want to get cool perks, check out my Patreon page. Until next time, peace.